Good morning, Scott School, on this super duper wonderful Wednesday, November 13th. And what a glorious day it is. The sun is shining, the air is brisk. And I want to remind you all about wearing or bringing some warmer winter wear. So, that gear is really important because, as you can tell, the seasons have really turned and it is getting chilly outside. And it's been so nice to see so many students and staff dressing appropriately. So many are wearing layers. And then throughout the day, if it warms up, peeling off that sweatshirt and having a t shirt or something a little lighter underneath has worked out. As we head into these colder temperature days, please be mindful of the outside gear that you need to stay warm so that you can have a fun time at recess or on your way to school or after school because it does get pretty chilly. So, as we get into snowy weather, things like boots, snow pants, gloves, hats, possibly a scarf if that works for you. Just some more layered clothes are really helpful for you here at school because we do worry about our students outside. We will go outside unless it is below zero. So you want to be prepared, and it's such a fun time. That's one thing about Michigan that we really appreciate are all the seasons. In wintertime, we often have some snow to play in. So we want you to have a good time out there. And two other things that I do want to talk about with recess, and they're both related to safety. And one is I recognize, and I think all adults here recognize how enjoyable it is to dig in like a sandbox or dig in the ground and find treasures or make treasures, especially like if you go to the beach and things like that. Here at Scott School, I am requesting that we do not dig in the dirt or in the ground. And I know many are like, well, why not? That's a fun thing to do. And it is fun. I want you to know we know it's fun and enjoyable. The reason for that is first, it leaves holes in our playground. And there are a lot of friends, both students and staff, that accidentally fall into those holes and could get injured. And actually, we did have an injury yesterday where someone fell into a hole, twisted their knee, and now they have a swollen knee. And so we want to make sure that we are creating a safe environment for everyone. Remember, respectful, responsible, and safe. And one way to do that is to avoid digging holes anywhere on school property. So thank you for that. The second thing I want to talk about is sports and tag. So both are super fun if you enjoy those sorts of things. And I do, I love sports. Here at school, tag isn't allowed when we're touching other people. And the reason for that is when we're touching and we're running, there's something called physics, which means if you're running, it's really hard to slow down and stop when you touch someone and unintentionally you might shove them. I don't think you mean to, but it does happen. So, no tag at school for that reason because, again, respectful, responsible, and safe. We don't want anyone to get injured, and we also don't want hurt feelings or big feelings to come out of that because it is confusing when you feel like someone pushed you. And the other reason for these sports activities to be non aggressive is we need first, good sportsmanship. And second of all, if that rule would be broken in a real game with officials or referees, it should apply the same way here at Scott School. And we don't have officials and we don't have referees. And it's not fair to our recess assistants to have to serve in those roles because they're trying to supervise all sorts of kids doing all sorts of activities. So I'm not shutting down sports because I think it's very healthy to go outside and run and play and do something you enjoy. But I am letting you know recess staff does have permission to shut down a sport or multiple sports if students aren't playing by the rules and there is aggression being displayed out there and it's happening because there's some pushing I'm seeing. I've been out there a few times and I'm seeing kids get shoved to the ground, and that's just not what we're about. So here's your reminder: play the game the right way, no aggression or aggressive behavior, And I know football, in real football, you have pads and you can tackle. That's not the case here at Scott School Friends. So there is no tackling, there's no touching, none of that. And now you know what the expectations are. I believe you did before, but here's your reminder. So you decide. You're in control of how that looks outside. But if it gets a little too rough, it will be shut down. So thanks for being respectful, responsible, safe, and good listeners and following these directions, because it really is important to our school culture and community. And now on to Mrs. Cochran.
Good morning, friends. So I have a couple of announcements. Let's start with the word of the week, methodical. Let's clap methodical and see how many syllables are in it. Are we ready? Methodical. Hold up your fingers. How many? Four syllables. So methodical, as you learned yesterday, means something that you do with regularity. You do it all the time. So I know we methodically get ready for recess. Everybody goes to recess once a day. So that is methodical. We can expect it. It's going to happen every school day. All right. Moving on. Mrs. Schwartz wanted us to make sure we knew that it is World Kindness Day. Yay. So today I want you to think about some ways that you can be kind in big and small ways. So here's some ideas. You can encourage a friend. You can write someone a thank you note. You can, read a book with somebody. You can give someone a high five. There's lots of ways that you can show kindness to other people. So try to think of one or two ways and make sure you do that today. Moving on, we have 2 Panther Pride winners from Miss Yunker's room. We have Penelope and Brinley S. I think that's all we have for today, friends. Let's go ahead and stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great day, Scott School.